We are back for another go at Moose's Euro Spec E36 M3.
We're here to bolt on some noise, to hear those sweet ITBs sing.
Exactly. Speaking of singing. Look at this beautifully executed original equipment ITB setup, Moose. Why on earth would you want to mess with that?
Well, this being a premium German luxury sports car, it's supposed to be quiet and refined. Unfortunately, quiet and refined means you can't hear these lovelies singing the song.
Yes.
The song of my children. So I want to do something about that. So I'm going to get rid of this restrictive sound absorbing airbox MAF sensor thingy.
Yep.
And replace it with this open, yelly, loud filter that goes, whoa!
I'm assuming you've spent hours and hours researching this job on the internet, right, Moose?
Yeah, of course.
0 minutes of research have been done here, everybody. He's just going to go at it.
Well, I'm just going to unbolt things, and if they don't move, I'll give them a good yank. If they don't move, I'll look for other fasteners.
It should be relatively simple, though. It's just the airbox itself that we're removing.
Airbox and the MAF housing.
Yeah.
And that MAF housing then transfers to the K&N.
Right.
But this airbox is pretty large, so...
Oh, fanciness.
Just,
Look at that fanciness.
It's, yeah, exactly. It's a canister, almost. Kind of interesting.
Look at cartridge you load into your printer there.
Why does it say pepper jam when there is no pepper jam? I swear to God, one of these days
The lower brake duct in the bumper,
Yeah.
there's actually a second hose, there's a second port that flows up into here as well.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, they've obviously
Well
thought about
engineered.
it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, let's just ruin all that and have some fun and make some noise. I like how you taped your instructions up here and they're completely out of line of sight, so it's like you're just there for show.
Well, they're there for if I get stumped, and I just go to the inevitable of actually looking at them, but until then, I'm just going to...
Freeball it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, for those of you who care about things like instructions, Canon does always do a good job of supplying very detailed instructions with lots of pictures, so fairly idiot-proof. Even I could do this one.
Complete airbox under mounting bobbin. What's a bobbin?
A bobbin is like a little pin type thing.
I got the bobbin. I've removed the bobbins.
Okay.
There we go.
Ah.
A careful application of moose-like...
Leverages?
Yes.
Yes, Moose Leverage is its own unique measuring unit, and you applied it fairly
Yes.
judiciously. Is that a word?
Yes, it is.
Gently.
Yes, with care and love.
Yeah, it was impressive. So here's your MAF tube and MAF screen, which Moose is going to remove because we need to keep that. I believe the Canon uses this whole MAF tube setup.
Yeah, it has to. Obviously, we have to somehow transition from the plenum, or the plenum collector for the ITBs, into the air filter. So,
Can you see the smoke coming out of his ears, everyone? A lot of thinking going
drill
on
a
here.
hole in the corner of the heat shield, just self-tapping screw. Okay. So I got to drill a hole.
Oh no.
Oh yes, I
Oh.
get to use power tool.
Here goes nothing, everybody. And why are we drilling this hole, Moose?
To attach this heat shield to this bracket, this radiator bracket, it doesn't go blah, blah, blah.
So it's not connected to the airbox anymore, so they want to fasten it to the...
So it doesn't rattle around and make bad noises.
Right. Oh.
Yeah, it didn't go into the abyss though.
Oh, you got lucky. Oh, you're going in from the backside now.
I think I may have lost that one.
No, I heard it hit the floor. It definitely hit the floor. This is going to be just 5 minutes of Moose trying to put a self-tapping screw in.
Well, the problem is the screwdriver I grabbed before wasn't a good fit.
Ah,
So this one has a real nice fit. There we go, done. See, right tool in the wrong hands. My fruity little instrument here
yes.
is the breather tube. It was connected into the bottom of the airbox. We don't have an airbox anymore, so the crankcase has to breathe, so this is what that's for.
Now that Moose's filter's in there, it's all floppy. He's got a floppy filter, everyone, so we're going to secure the floppy filter, aren't we?
That's the plan.
Next step, does it literally say secure floppy filter?
No. So I have to secure my floppy pipe, or floppy hose.
Yes, your floppy hose.
So they have a nice rubber coated P clamp, and I'm just gonna find a place where I can put it that holds it where I want it, which will be right about here. Oh, mark it.
Drill a hole.
Center punch it.
Ooh, center punch it. So fancy.
Try not to drill through my alternator.
Yeah, that's.
And
Another self-tapper.
another self-tapper.
Just putting the MAF tube back in place here. Preparing to install the air filter with velocity stack and Z-bracket momentarily.
Yeah.
With the MAF tube back in place, it's time to put on this cool, show them this rubber velocity stack. I like this. This is clever design.
Yeah, transitions.
Got that nice contoured velocity stack shape to it, and it pops into the air filter.
I think it probably makes sense for me to secure.
That on there first.
Yeah, because I can rotate it 180 degrees.
Okay. So you could have done that over at the bench, really.
I could have.
But it's better to do it over here where you have no secure work surface, just dangling in the air. Much like your floppy hose was earlier.
Yes. Much like that, Dave. You seem to have an unnatural interest in my floppy hose.
I think that goes without saying, Moose. You got your Z bracket connected to your C bracket.
Well, not quite yet, but getting there.
You got your C bracket connected to your air filter. You got your air filter connected to your MAF tube. And that's how you make some noise.
You're a special little man, Dave. That's all I gotta say.
Well, you're getting close, buddy.
Yep, I just gotta tighten down
The
this.
Z bracket to your little post there. And we'll-
And we think we're good to go. It's holding the filter quite nicely in place. Got just enough room to get, well, maybe not. I have to, but I have to rotate my MAF a little bit. But I'll do that in tuning once I get this snugged up. There we go. Yeah, it's perfect.
Well, next up, Moose is going to build some heat shielding around the filter. But before that, let's hear if it makes some noise.
That's what we're doing, bolting on noise.
Aggressive. I like it.
Yeah.
On to step 2 in the Make It Loud episode here, Moose.
Yeah, we are going to remove this OE, rather quiet exhaust and put on a really spiffy, used SuperSprint exhaust, Euro spec, with a larger piping.
SuperSprint. So the theory here is we're just going to make it sound better. We're not really looking to make any power with this.
No, I don't, I mean, on a well-tuned, normally aspirated car, I don't think you can make more than a couple horse, if that.
Right.
If that. So I'm not doing it for horsepower. I'm doing it purely because I want to hear the lovely, lovely sounds this car makes.
And it is very quiet. As a matter of fact, let's cut to the exhaust sound right now with the stock system. And then once Vin here at Enviado installs the SuperSprint, we'll give you another sound clip so you can make a comparison yourself.
So in a perfect world, there would be an OE flange here,
Yes.
and we could bolt up to an OE style flange on the aftermarket.
Yep.
10 minutes, lickety-splickety, we got noise. Well, the previous owner's mechanic, when he swapped the exhaust on this thing, instead probably had a problem with the flanges. And to deal with the problem, instead of doing it right, he just welded the damn thing in.
Yeah.
So my thought was, and plan was, is see if I went and ordered a bunch of vibrant V-band flanges in 60 mil, some vibrant J-bends or L-bends, with the hope that we'd have enough space that I could basically reflange a new section right here with an adapter pipe.
Yeah.
But it's so tight up there. And we don't think we have enough space between the bends and between the gap to be able to use the V-bands. So after about 15 minutes of talking with Vin, we think we're just gonna have to cut and weld. It's not a happy place, but it's really the only way to make noise.
It's commitment, Moose. You're committing to the noise, and I love it. Weld it on, buddy. Weld it on.
Yeah.
This is what Vin looks like when he's happy. It's a tight fit under here, eh, buddy?
Just a little bit.
So what is it, Sawzall time? Is that how you're gonna
Make
roll?
some measurements first.
Oh, wow.
Always measure.
You're going sciencey on us, I love it.
7 times, cut once.
Time for a quick test fit here, just to see how close the cuts are to where we need to be, I guess, eh, Vin? Something like that?
Something like that.
Well, as you can see, we have something of a slip fit here, but certainly not good enough to seal it up properly without welding it all up. So we are going the welding route. You can see Vin's cleaned it up so that he gets a nice clean weld in there. And once that's done, we may hear what this thing sounds like, Moose.
Yeah.
Welding on the top of these is going to be a challenge, but don't you worry, we got a plan for that.
Do we?
You just watch and see.
Yeah.
Vin knows.
What's
he
the
knows.
plan?
He's got a plan.
I have the plan?
He's
But
just,
you have the plan.
He's just faking you out. No, you got the plan. I just got the camera. So the top secret move to weld the top of this exhaust is just lower the back end here, and look how much it comes down.
Ben's got the welding stance going.
Power stance is real.
Power stance is real.
So you can see it from this angle, but there's a proper power stance.
It's actually considered a sumo stance.
The sumo stance. Oh,
Right here,
I apologize.
This is considered sumo.
I'm just
This is
imagining
your-
you in
this
one
is
of
your
those
power
sumo
right here.
diapers right now, man. It was just that easy, Moose.
Yeah. As you said, just weld her up. Just weld her up. None of this stuff. Just weld her up.
More importantly, we can raise that exhaust back up and hear what this thing sounds like.
Yeah, I'm waiting. I've been waiting a long time for this.
What do you think, Moose? What do you think, buddy?
Oh,
You like it?
I'm a little moist.
Well, you're always moist, so I don't know if that tells us anything.
Oh, it was mostly the low down rumbly gurgliness.
Sounds good from inside the car.
Oh yeah.
It's hard to judge it standing behind a car because you're never really standing there. So maybe we should go for a rip and hear what it sounds like on the street.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Sounds Autobahn ready.
Yeah.
It's nice, you know. It's quite restrained, actually.
Well, that's exactly what I wanted. You know, a bit louder, I could hear it, good tone without being obnoxious. I've had my share of obnoxious Civic exhausts over the years, so this is a nice change. So that was great. Big shout out to Vin and the boys at NV. Took care of us here. That's awesome. And that's pretty much a wrap. That's pretty much it for the time being. However, we do have some new stuff coming up. We're doing a complete rear suspension tune job on this thing coming up in the next episode. And that should be fun. Bit of track time as well.
Well, the moose has gone away, everyone. I feel alone. I'm slightly afraid. Oh, he's back. I feel better now.
Trying to figure out, there was extra bolts here. I wasn't quite sure what they were for, and I just realized what they're for. I got an extra washer though. That's special.
There's always, if there's not something left over, you've done it wrong, Moose, so don't worry.